3 years ago, as the global pandemic was bearing down on us, it was hard to imagine the magnitude of the challenge that we would be confronting. It was also hard to imagine the duration of the challenge, that 3 years on, we would still be fighting COVID-19 and its after effects. Yet, our school, every one of us, has stepped up to meet the immense challenge of COVID-19 with courage, ingenuity, and diligence. We have fought the greatest health crisis in a century, and we continue to step up to the pandemic's challenge with ever greater skill and understanding of COVID-19. When we collectively meet challenges, it makes us stronger. This has been the case with COVID-19. It has been tough, a tough 3 years, but the experience has strengthened us. It has revealed what I believe to be the true character of our school. We take on some of the greatest challenges facing humanity, and we step up to each challenge, applying our brain power, our training, and our deep desire to make a difference. And we do deliver results. Whether it be solving the riddles of disease, making breakthrough discoveries in basic and translational science, or preparing the physicians and research scientists of tomorrow, we are working together to meet the challenge of making a real difference in the lives of our patients, here and around the world. Billie Jean King, the great tennis champion and advocate for gender equality, said, quote, "Pressure is a privilege." How true. To be able to face these challenges is a privilege. We are made to do this. It is the rare few that have the opportunity to make a difference in the world, to educate the best and the brightest, to discover new treatment and scientific insights, to heal our patients, and even to save lives. This is what we do, right here at the Icahn School of Medicine. This is our way to take on great challenges and respond with excellence, and to always give our best in our studies, our teaching, our patient care, and our research. Recently, we were confronted with another challenge, a 3-day labor disruption that impacted the Mount Sinai healthcare system. We care deeply for our talented nurses and are grateful that a satisfactory and fair resolution was achieved, all the while maintaining our first priority, the safety of our patients. And many of you helped Mount Sinai Hospital uphold that commitment during those days, and I thank you. Every year, Icahn Mount Sinai elevates its research capabilities, generating new discoveries that can improve human health. Let me give you some examples. As this slide shows, in just the past 6 months, our researchers have made impressive achievements. In studying COVID-19, our scientists have uncovered inflammatory markers that may predict which COVID-19 patients will respond to immunotherapies, and determine that immune cell dysregulation is a driver of the severity of COVID-19 symptoms. In cancer research, our scientists have found a new treatment that is safer than the standard of care for a serious side effect of bone marrow transplant in cancer patients, and have identified immune cells that help kill bladder cancer tumors. And in brain science research, we have uncovered a link between cholesterol buildup in the brain and a gene known as a major risk factor for Alzheimer's disease. And we have published unprecedented analysis of the genetic and molecular machinery that predisposes individuals to Alzheimer's disease. And in heart research, we have identified the best anticoagulant treatment for heart attack patients who undergo percutaneous coronary intervention. And Icahn Mount Sinai's Valentin Fuster has led a trial of the polypill, a 3-drug medication that is effective in preventing secondary cardiovascular events in patients who have recovered from a heart attack. These results, which are just examples of all the enormous amount of research that have emerged this past year, demonstrate why Icahn Mount Sinai is so highly respected and nationally renowned for its research excellence. And the next slide illustrates some data that indicates how robust our NIH funding is, 14th in the country. and 14 of our basic and clinical science departments rank in the top 20 in NIH funding. These funding levels place us among the very top, in fact, the 99th percentile among private medical schools in research dollars per principal investigator. Our momentum in NIH funding, as illustrated on this slide, has been growing steadily for the past decade and now stands at more than $450 million. Our top research-funded departments, as illustrated in this slide, in the basic sciences include neuroscience, genetics, cell biology, pharmacology, and microbiology. In our clinical departments, we rank highly in 9 key areas, ranging from public health to neurosurgery. There is another ranking that we normally refer to, the U.S. News and World Report Medical School Rankings. The leadership of Icahn Mount Sinai has long believed, over many years, that the U.S. News Medical School Rankings have a harmful impact on medical education. The rankings provide a flawed and misleading assessment of medical schools. They lack accuracy and validity and relevance and undermine the school's core commitments to compassionate care, to unrivaled education, and cutting-edge research. It's for that reason the board of our school has decided that Icahn Mount Sinai will withdraw from participating in the U.S. News and World Rankings. Meanwhile, our school will continue raising its bar of excellence as we continue to grow our research capabilities and our medical education innovation. As you can see on the next slide, this year we have launched a significant number of new research programs and initiatives. Among the many exciting projects that are underway, they include the National Center for Advancing Translational Science Program, the Mount Sinai Million Health Discovery Program, the Comprehensive Center for Surgical Innovation, and the Antiviral Drug Discovery Centers for Pathogens of Pandemic Concern. These are just a few examples of our new initiatives and new centers that we are developing. These are examples of our faculty that have received very impressive awards. And on the next slide, you can see the same thing. And these are just a couple of examples of the awards that our terrific faculty have received and the recognition associated with that. We are fortunate to have a roster of talented and committed leaders to direct our strategically important institutes. What you can see on this slide, that we have established in some cases new research centers focused on cardiovascular disease, advancement of Asian equity, surgical innovation, antiviral medicines, and pandemic preparedness, engineering and precision medicine. Those are just a few examples that are now illustrated on this slide. In this next slide, we illustrate that we have made many new appointments and promotions in areas such as women's health research, child health research, basic and clinical research training, MD, PhD education, equity in science and medicine, basic research, and our Library of Information Sciences. And we have appointed new chairs for the Department of Artificial Intelligence and Human Health, the Department of Medicine, the Department of Obstetrics and Reproductive Science, and have appointed a new chief, in fact created a new division of data-driven and digital medicine in our Department of Medicine. So we continue to innovate, develop new programs and new departments. We are particularly proud of cultivating the work of our faculty, providing great mentorship, helping them launch their careers. And all this is critical to the success of our school. This year, we have 46 new investigator track faculty, that is illustrated on this slide, across a broad range of disciplines, ranging from artificial intelligence and human health to pharmacological sciences, and these are just some examples. Our Office of Gender Equity in Science and Medicine is working to promote women to leadership roles at Icahn Mount Sinai and ensure that we retain and cultivate talent that is vital to our success. For example, our mid-career scholars program is dedicated to helping associate professors advance to full professors and leadership positions within our school. We also want to ensure a culture of respect that is free of gender bias and mistreatment. And towards that goal, we have been conducting workshops to address the issue of microaggressions. Our Center for Stress, Resilience, and Personal Growth provides immediate, accessible, in-network, and confidential behavioral health support for Mount Sinai's faculty, staff, and trainees. This year, the center conducted over 5,000 visits, as well as conducted resilience-building workshops. We take care of our own. The challenge of taking care of our own is very important. We recognize the inherent pressures of working in an environment where there are expectations for high achievement, particularly during the global pandemic. This is why we, on a regular basis, survey our faculty, our medical students, residents, and fellows, and encourage anyone who feels they need help to seek it out. We're there for you. So how are we doing in medical education? We are very proud of the caliber and diversity of our student body. In 2022, 53% of our students in the incoming class identified as female, and 31% came from backgrounds underrepresented in medicine and science. And among our FlexMed students who will matriculate in 2024, 45% are identified as female and 33% from underrepresented backgrounds. And our graduates of the class of 2022 have also made us proud. They published extensively, they matched to 25 specialties, two of the most competitive programs in the nation, including here at Mount Sinai, where 52 students entered their residencies. How about our graduate school? This year marked another milestone for our PhD program, which recruited the largest and most diverse class in the history of the school. In our Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences, 64% of our new students identify as female, and 21% come from backgrounds underrepresented in science and medicine. And our students come from 18 different countries all over the world. And we are also proud of the fact that 26% of our PhD and MD PhD students are first-generation college graduates. We have a number of student initiatives that we are very proud of. Our students come together to lead social justice initiatives within the school and its surrounding communities, as well as inspiring the next generation of physicians and researchers. They organize and commit themselves to projects that enhance access to care, promote diversity and a culture of anti-racism, and they ignite an interest for science among high school and college students. Our students also have passion for research, as demonstrated by the members of our graduating class who published 125 research papers in peer-reviewed journals that are all listed by PubMed. And how about our graduate medical education programs? They are ranked among the top in the nation by Doximity's Residency Navigator, as you can see on this slide. And we have the largest training program in the United States. We are deeply committed to become a more equitable institution and taking a stand to lead the fight against racism in medical education and healthcare. Almost 3 years ago, Ken Davis and I convened a special committee to address racism at Mount Sinai. Under the leadership of Gary Butts, the leadership committee constructed a roadmap containing 11 strategies to help drive an anti-racist transformation at Mount Sinai. Our roadmap strategy leaders have been busy developing learning and implementation plans and working to put into practice, which is very important, a collective impact model. Highlights of our progress are illustrated on this slide. This is important progress. At the same time, we recognize the need to continue moving forward on our roadmap. We are doing that, and next year, I am sure I will have even more progress to report. Our Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion is helping drive that progress by orchestrating many of the critical elements of the roadmap and sponsoring programs and initiatives throughout the school and health system that support an anti-racism, anti-bias culture. Their efforts promote equity and have received national recognition and funding. As we are working to build a more equitable culture at Mount Sinai, we are also engaged in promoting health equity not only at Mount Sinai but across the nation. The Institute for Health Equity Research is conducting research on the causes and magnitude of health disparities within at-risk communities. This includes research on mental health equity and other areas. And at the same time, the Institute is collaborating with community organizations, policymakers, and entrepreneurs to build innovative solutions that achieve health equity. We are also committed to deal with issues of bias toward the Asian and Asian American Pacific Islander communities. I established a committee to explore how Mount Sinai and the Icahn School could begin to do more to address this problem. The result is the creation of a new center, one of the first in the nation, the Center for Advancement of Asian Equity and Professional Development, headed by Dr. Amanda Ree. I am very committed to having a culture of entrepreneurship and innovation at Mount Sinai. Mount Sinai Innovation Partners have been working with our faculty and students to develop new diagnostics, therapies and medical devices for the benefit of our patients. Over the course of the past year, Mount Sinai Innovation Partners has worked very closely with our faculty to provide counsel and expertise that has resulted in a record number of licenses, research contracts, new patent applications, and material transfer agreements. Mount Sinai Innovation Partners is also building partnerships and spinning off successful companies that can bring our innovations to the market and ultimately to our patients. Among its notable achievements this past year is the launching of companies related to vaccine development, creating cancer therapies, and therapeutics for the treatment of kidney disease, as just a few examples. How about our clinical programs? I'm happy to report that the Mount Sinai Doctors faculty practice has successfully met the challenge of the past 3 years and is back to pre-pandemic levels and, in fact, growing beyond that. For example, patient receipt growth increased by almost 12%, and our ambulatory volume grew by a healthy 3.7%, and we expect significantly more growth in 2023. Digital bookings now account for 16% of all appointments, and our online portal and app, My Mount Sinai, has 1.3 million active users, up to 30% over the past year. From patient care to biomedical research to medical and graduate education, it's fair to say we are thriving. Now, this has been inspiring to our supporters. This past year's Mount Sinai's Development Office was able to raise more than $200 million. The Health Systems Capital Campaign is well on its way to achieving at least $2 billion by 2025. It is fair to say our biomedical research is among the finest in the world, and we want to be sure that we're communicating that fact to the scientific community and to the public. So, this year, we established a reputation campaign to help amplify the impact of our advances in medical research. This initiative includes outreach through video, social media, and podcasts to further communicate that our school is truly a research powerhouse. This year holds much promise for our school. In medical education, we will be wrapping up our curricular redesign well in advance of its launch in 2024. We are expanding research opportunities for our students, and we are continuing our national leadership in addressing racism and bias. We are investing deeply in academic and career support resources that will allow our students to remain among the most sought-after candidates for residency in the nation. At the Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences, we are continuing to enhance the school's initiative and collaborative environment for research and learning. We are recruiting top-tier faculty to help develop new programs and expand our graduate offerings. We are building on our partnerships with technical institutions such as RPI to expand the research and impact of our training in artificial intelligence. We are assessing the curriculum to ensure that students receive a well-rounded and rigorous education that prepares them for career success. We are continuing to expand diversity and inclusion initiatives to create a welcoming and supportive environment for all our students and the faculty. In graduate medical education, our trainees have more opportunities than ever. There are 3 new fellowship programs which are under development in healthcare administration, leadership, and management, in neurocritical care, and in medical microbiology. So what's on the horizon in research? We're going to continue to invest in to meet the great scientific and medical challenges with world-class basic and translational science. What does that include? Investment in the Mount Sinai Million Health Discovery Program, in artificial intelligence and machine learning, to advance clinical trials throughout the entire health system, to pioneer the next generation of RNA and DNA therapies, and developing specially modified cells to turn on the immune system against tumors. These are just some of the examples of the science that we are going to invest in the coming year. What's on the horizon in terms of our ambulatory practice, the FPA? We're going to improve our digital tools to enhance our on-site patient experience. We're going to enhance operational efficiencies. And most importantly, we are going to develop innovative approaches to growth. This year, we must grow our faculty practice. We're going to enhance external partnerships, direct-to-company opportunities, have new market disruptors to further increase our presence in the community. We must grow our faculty practice. and that's our intention in 2023. As shown in this slide, our faculty practice will also expand its presence in the city's neighborhoods, including a new Harlem Health Center, which will open this year. With our commitment to scientific discovery to change the lives of our patients, we are expanding our research laboratory footprint in 2023. For example, the Mount Sinai Discovery and Innovation Center on the west side is about to open in the next few months. It will allow us to grow our research work and will include both wet and dry lab space. We're doing a complete renovation of our building on 3 East 101st Street to house our new Department of Artificial Intelligence and Human Health, to house our Institute for Genomic Health, and provide additional space and support for the Division of Genomic Medicine. None of what you heard today, the expansion of our school, in research, in our faculty practice, in our entrepreneurial ventures, enhancing our roadmap to becoming a more equitable and anti-racist institution. None of this could happen without you. So I want to express my personal gratitude to all of you for taking on the challenges we confront, and consistently, as you have in the past, to meet those challenges. I also hope that you feel gratitude toward each other for your colleagues' dedication, for your eagerness to collaborate and support each other. It is our gratitude that helps to uplift, to fuel our resilience, and make us even stronger as individuals and as a great School of Medicine. Thank you.